Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome back to the predictions and breakdowns. Today we're taking a look at UFC 325. I'm glad that we're getting 2 weeks in a row of fantastic cards. We're looking at Volkanovski versus Lopes 2. It is starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe. Again, this is the official new start time. I'm very excited, probably filled with more ads, but at least we get a little bit earlier of a card. We do have the Road to UFC Finals. I believe it's the championships on this card. We're going to take a look at those that are the early prelims, and then we will look at the main event. If you guys do enjoy this, make sure to drop a like, and we'll get right into it right now. And we do have the prelim opener that is, it is championships. There you go. Namrus, oh my God, now we're going to get into this. Namzrai Badibar, or Bayar, Jesus, versus Aaron Tao. Now, I'm going with Aaron Tao. I actually know of Aaron Tao. Aaron Tao was on the Contender Series, fought Elijah Smith. His father used to fight in the UFC, but has since turned into a trainer and focused on his son. And Elijah Smith looks actually really solid. Had a really nice performance against Aaron Tao. I did feel like Aaron Tao outperformed what he was predicted to do in the analyst predictions. And I think against Bat Bayar, Jesus. Against Bat Bayar here, I think he's just going to be a little bit more ahead of the situation. Watching Bat Bayar's fights, again, it's Road to UFC. You're getting guys that have lackluster performances against regional competition that don't really have any reason of being there. You do have a couple good wins on his situation with, a 13-1, a 7-1, and both of those, wins giving them their second losses. I just don't really see him going to be able to outperform Aaron Tao out of City Kickboxing. Really nasty in the feet, really durable. He does have a bit of a grit to him as well. Forces the pressure well, even when he's losing, and even if he's bleeding, he doesn't back away from the pressure. He does keep moving forward. So I do like that a lot about Aaron Tao. Not a whole lot I know about Nams, but I'm going to say here Aaron Tao has the better opposition and the better talent, and he's going to be able to get the win, especially as an underdog. Give me it all day. Now we're going to look at next on the prelims. This is actually a guy I actually really look forward to seeing. Sulang Orangabo versus Lawrence Louis. I'm going with Lawrence Louis. Now, Louis is long. He's very, very technical. His stand-up is incredible. He had a very good knockout over Van Wynem. That was in the Road to UFC semifinals. He had a really, really good performance there. And I think against Sulang Orangabo, he's going to have a bit of an issue on the feet. He's going to be getting forward pressured the whole time, especially by a guy who's lacking the reach. He's going to try and close that gap rapidly. And I think Lawrence takes into consideration that quite well. I think he does perform quite well when it comes to shorter guys as well. Problem is, this guy's got shorter reach, but he is taller. He's going to be throwing down at Lawrence, even though he does have the shorter reach. Now, I'm going to give the advantage to Louis. I think the leg kicks are going to come into a huge play here. I think the elbows are really nice from Louis, and I think he's going to just be able to really pop Sulang back. I don't think he's going to be able to get in too much distance. It's hard to close distance on Louis, man. His whole game is about keeping you away and keeping you under his spell, his snake spell of keeping you barely in range just to where he could beat you up. I like Lawrence a lot, and I think he's going to be able to get it done. Again, as a plus 170, the guys at City Kickboxing are getting a lot of lackluster opinions. I think I'm going to just hang with them. I think they have the better talent, especially when it comes to camps that we know of. We don't really know a whole lot of camps coming out of these other these other places like Mongolia. There's not a whole lot of Chinese camps that you know of other than the guys that come out of Uriah Faber's camp. We're just going to skip on them. Now, next on the prelims, you have Sebastian Slay, Slay, I can't believe that's an actual name, versus Kichiro Nakamura. We're going to go... I guess we're going with all Aussies. I'm going to go with Sebastian Slay. He did outperform the books, I believe, in 2 of his bouts on the Road to UFC. He did have a fucking crazy performance against Chang Ming Yoon. Just Leslie, he was supposed to lose that fight. He ended up having the odds flip on him, I guess. I'm pretty sure he was an underdog for that fight at the start. He was lacking a couple inches of reach and a couple inches of height. Now you have him against Nakamura here, who's... Again, 4 inches of height, 4 inches of reach, 2 inches of height. He's fought, high fight people, but it's not really it's not high level competition. It's more like just guys that get padded records. I mean, a lot of people where he's fighting guys that do this shit for a living. They're not really doing this as like, they're almost like a journeyman, like just a talent show. And Slay is just kind of forcing his way. He's trying to cook the books. He's trying to fuck everybody up in his path. Problem is, he's not very exciting. Even if he does win this, he's going to need to have some really epic performances inside the UFC if he wants to stay. I just don't really see him being one of those guys that's really exciting at 145. So I don't really want to pick anyone in this fight. But if I had to go, probably Slay. I'm going to say over 2.5 rounds is probably a locked up pick. And I'm going to say that these guys go to decision. And no matter who the fuck wins, I never watch one of their fights without snoring. Next, now this is actually an interesting one. Next on the prelims, Dom Marfan versus Sang-Uk Kim. I want to pick Dom. I really do. He performed really well. Looked really solid. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to beat Sang. Now, Sang is an underdog here as well. He just seems a little bit more well-rounded. He seems like he's, been into road UFC 2 times. He's left. He came back. He's had 2 finishes now. He's kind of on the road to looking like he's going to get a third against Dom here. And Kim is a guy who's just going to try and walk forward. Dom Marfan is a good kickboxer. He has a lot of good technicalities. But I don't really see him being able to fend off Sang-Uk Kim. I think the guy is just too determined to get this win. I think he's been kind of begging for the opportunity again. They brought him right back. He is too good for the regional scene, but he's just not good enough, I guess, for the UFC. But we will prove that wrong here this weekend. I think Sang-Uk Kim, I'm going to take him to win inside distance. I think he gets a finish over Dom Marfan. I think all of these guys are going to get a finish. Because reminder, this is in the UFC. They will get the $25,000 bonus if they do get a finish. So I'm going to go with Sang-Uk Kim to finish off those early prelim openers for the tournament championship. Now, we will go on to the early prelim openers of the actual card. Let's go right into it with Khan Ofli versus Yiza. We're going to go with... Oh, fuck. Do I do it? Just like, fuck, man. He looks so shit against Gabriel Santos. I don't even want to pick him. Like, he looked so shit against... Okay, we're just going to go with Yiza, probably. I mean... The way Yiza handled Weston Wilson was really impressive inside the first round. Just kind of put him out right away. Wilson doesn't really belong in the UFC, in my opinion. He really shouldn't have been there whatsoever. I think he was just brought in to kind of give Brito and John Silva just a little fucking, a little fearsome up, just a little bring me up, a little tune up. Khan Ofli is good. I actually really do like the kid, and I actually do want to pick him this week. It's just, it gives me a little bit of promise with Yiza because the stand-up is just so much more significant than what Khan Ofli has. Khan Ofli really relies on his submission grappling, and against Ricardo Ramos, if Ramos would have just fucking stopped being dumb, he actually would have had a really easy time with that fight. But instead, he chose to be retarded, and they just got submitted on the feet. But Yiza here, probably going to stay away from Khan Ofli, going to keep that range up. He does have 5 inches of reach. He will just be fucking running backwards the whole time. I don't think Khan Ofli is going to be able to force anything really with a takedown. I think Yiza is really, really good with his takedown defense. He's actually got quite a number of submissions as well. So I'm just going to look for Khan Ofli here to probably lose via knockout or decision. I don't really see a grappling exchange happening here, but I could see Yiza getting a knockout just on the feet. Khan Ofli did get chinned by Marion Sanchez, walked into a perfect hook. Yiza could do the exact same to him. Now, next on the prelims here, Jonathan Mikhailov versus Oban Elliott. We're going to go with Oban Elliott to get it done against Jonathan Mikhailov. Mikhailov kind of made his venture into the UFC a little bit premature, in my opinion. Got Muhammad Addo out with a triangle, which is really sad because Addo should have won that fight. He beat up Kevin Jose before he went to the PFL and lost, which doesn't really matter to me because I think Jose's shit, except for his kickboxing. It's not too bad. Oban Elliott here, he's got the wrestling, he's got the mix-up, he's got the hands to knock people out, and you kind of get the question of after his Seok Ko fight, is he going to be able to perform? I think he does. I think he has the opportunity here to make a good comeback against a guy that looked pretty decent in his UFC debut. Problem is, Mikhailov's got 4 inches or 5 inches of reach. He's going to be kind of just ripping those body kicks. Jonathan would look really nasty with his kickboxing, man. He's got really good posture. He's got really good stance. He's got a really good switch kick. And Oban Elliott kind of just wades into the fire with his hands a little bit low. Tries to get into dirty boxing exchanges, and it just doesn't really happen all too often. Going to be a bit of a problem with Mikhailov. I mean, if he just chooses to kick, he's going to lose. Oban Elliott's going to get beat up, but if Mikhailov makes a mistake and enters that dirty boxing exchange, I think you can see Oban Elliott piecing him up and probably dropping him and putting him out. Now, I'm going to go with Oban Elliott specifically because, again, I know I just said you kind of need a dirty boxing exchange, but he should not be an underdog here. He's had way more experience inside the UFC. I get it. It's against guys who really aren't that good, but fuck, man. Like, a lot of the time, the guys who have been longer, they just have less stage fright, less fucking worrisome about how they're going to do. He did look kind of shit inside the Cage Warriors, but again, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt here. Probably beats Jonathan Mikhailov. I would skip this fight if you are bang. I've yawned so much in this fucking... I think I've yawned at least 10 times. I'm trying to force myself through this here. Jacob Malkoun versus Torres Finney. We're going to go with Torres Finney. I mean, Jacob Malkoun, the fact that he's a favorite here is fucking ridiculous. Torres Finney looked like absolute shit against Robert Valentin, but Valentin was trying to get up 24/7. He's actually trying to force the pressure. Jacob Malkoun, I fucking hate. This guy has a win over Andre Petroski because Petroski cracked his fucking head on the side of his hip and then got put out, and that's just how Malkoun is still inside the UFC. He should have been disqualified. He should have been kicked out of the UFC at this point. I hate him. I really don't wish he was in the UFC anymore. I don't know how this guy's even here. He's been fighting since 2020. Got in after a really good fucking early career in Australia. Gets knocked out by Phil Hawes and then immediately just gets Abdullah Razak Al Hassan and AJ Dobson and puts both of them in their place, which is fucking crazy to me. But Torres Finney here, I really hope he can fucking put it together and start to get that cardio going. I hope he's been working on it. This is exactly where he needs to be. And this is where I want to see him at 185. Now, he should be at 170, but it is what it is. If you're going to work at 185, let's get that fucking cardio going. Let's go with Torres Finney to get it done at inside distance. But actually, you know what? Knockout or decision, because I don't think Jacob Malkoun's getting submitted. But I could see Torres Finney putting some fucking pressure on. Now, next on the prelims, you have Cam Roston versus Cody Brundage. Cam Roston's going to win by knockout. It's not even close. Cody Brundage fucking sucks. Every time he fights, I want to fucking spit on him because he's just so terrible. Eric McConaughey definitely could have finished Cody Brundage, but Cam Roston's going to be the guy to do it. He's going to be the guy to throw some knees up the middle, throw some nasty fucking high kicks, and put Cody Brundage out on the floor. Not KO, but TKO, definitely for sure. Roston's just one of those guys that just doesn't give a fuck. He walks down with immense pressure. He put out Petroski, he's put out Brandon Holmes, and now we're looking at a Cody Brundage knockout incoming. City Kickboxing, man, they got some fucking fire on this card. They got a lot of people that they're trying to bring into the UFC, and a lot of people look really fucking good, man. They look really nasty. Next on the prelims, Junior Tafa versus Billy Elicana. You kind of have to go with Billy Elicana because any of the Tafa brothers, you have to sleep on them at this point. They're just so fucking terrible. Realistically, they should not be in the UFC. They're kind of just frauds. They're just can crushers, and Billy Elicana, unfortunately, is not a can. He's not a guy that is going to be taken lightly here. I don't really like him as a fighter, if I'm being 100% honest with you guys. I just don't. I don't think he's that good. Junior Tafa making his light heavyweight second fight after losing to Tuco Tucos inside distance, which is fucking crazy. Billy Elicana here. Beat Kevin Christian, beat Ibo Oslin, 2 shit fights. Lost to Bogdan Guskov after gassing out, but I don't think he's going to gas out here against Junior Tafa. If anyone is going to gas out, it will be Junior Tafa, and it will be probably quite quickly. Give me Billy Elicana to win inside distance. He kind of can do it any way he wants. I'm going to say it's by submission. I'm going to say he takes the path of least resistance and just ignores everything Tafa has on the feet and just rips him to the ground right away and ends up with a rear naked choke on the ground. Now we're going to get into the good stuff. Now we're getting into some stuff that I can just rip through and go to bed soon. Look at this. We're at 14 minutes. I'm going to tell you what. We're going to get it done in less than 6 minutes. Let's go right now. Next, to start off the main card of the evening, you have Quillian Salkiel versus Jamie Malarkey. Now, I actually really like Jamie Malarkey. I think he's a really half-decent, just gatekeeper, essentially. He's a really good test for a lot of guys inside the UFC whenever they come. He's one of the better UFC golden boys, I would say. Takes any fight that he's given. Unfortunately, I do feel really bad in saying this too, because, again, I like the guy. Quillian Salkiel will win by knockout. He will knock out Jamie Malarkey basically any way he wants. I'm going to say it's probably with a hook, and he probably puts Jamie Malarkey down. I'm not going to say it's going to be a KO, but it probably will be a TKO. Jamie Malarkey's really tough. He just has a lot of scar tissue, bleeds easily. He will have some blood in his eyes, probably try to wipe it off. And Quillian Salka's just going to throw some kicks up top, rock him pretty bad, put him on the ground, and it will be over. I just don't see Jamie Malarkey. There is no possible way I see him winning this fight. He's just outmatched for this. At this point, Quillian Salka is years above him, and he's already older than him, so it's over. I'm going to go with Quillian Salka to win by knockout, probably under 1.5 rounds. Once Quillian Salka figures out the distance, and, figures out that timing, he's putting him down and out. Next on the main card, Tai Tuivasa versus Talisha Teixeira. You kind of have to go with Talisha Teixeira, 6'7", 83 inches of reach. He's got almost 10 inches of reach over Tai Tuivasa. This is new blood versus old blood, and Tai Tuivasa is fighting for his career at this point. He will be put into a corner at some point in this fight. He will throw back with absolute ferocity, and this is why you don't really want to pick a fighter on this fight. I'm going to tell you, I'm picking Talisha Teixeira to win this fight. I'm betting Tai Tuivasa to win this fight. I'm going with all heart versus all skill because Tai Tuivasa, lackluster of skill, still one of the nastiest heavyweights on the roster. When it comes to being a dog, he kind of throws with absolute lackluster regard for his own well-being. And Talisha Teixeira, a little bit more technical, a little bit more precise. But I do see that Tai Tuivasa still holds a chance when it comes to the firefight, and I'm going to just say that Talisha Teixeira with the 8 inches of reach and the 5 inches of height, probably going to use that to his advantage and probably beat him up, but I do like Tai Tuivasa a lot. Hopefully he can get it done. Next on the main card, Rafael Fiziev versus Mauricio Hufi. I'm going to probably say Rafael Fiziev wins this fight. A little bit more technical of a Muay Thai fighter. Rafael Fiziev has been fighting Muay Thai for a very long time. He has a lot of Muay Thai fights on his roster, a lot of kickboxing fights. He's been fighting for a very, very long time. And Mauricio Hufi, while he is a very good sportsmanship, a very good showmanship, and a very, very nice heel, Jamie Malarkey, James Line Top, and not being able to finish James, by the way, and Bobby Green are not exactly the greatest victories that you have on your record. Now, Rafael Fiziev is number 11 on the lightweight rankings. If Mauricio Hufi is able to knock him out, I will take back everything I say bad about the Fighting Nerds. But at this point in his career, I don't think Mauricio Hufi is ready for this, especially after gassing out and losing to Benoit Saint-Denis. I don't think you're exactly ready to just go into a kickboxing war with Rafael Fiziev, but it is what it is. You want to have it, have it. I'm going to say Fiziev is just a little bit too prone to what's going on. His speed is just a little bit too good. He has rehabbed that injury since. It's been 7 months since winning against Ignacio Bahamondes, and now he can continue to move forward towards that lightweight title shot at 155. Now, I like Hufi, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it done. Now, next on the co-main event of the evening, Dan the Hitman, or the Hangman Hooker versus Benoit Saint-Denis. We're going to go with Benoit Saint-Denis to get it done by submission. But I'm going to say you can't count Dan Hooker out. Benoit Saint-Denis is just a little bit of a dark horse in my opinion. He lost to Renato Moicano, but he did start to come back in that second round. The eye was just too far gone for the doctor to allow him to continue. I still think he would have won that fight if it continued on. Mauricio Hufi finished Benil Dariush, left hook finish inside the first round. Kyle Propolek is just going to go in the books as one of the worst fucking things to ever even try and attempt, but he still got it done. And I think Dan Hooker here, if he does bring it into deep waters, he makes anyone bleed, man. He'll make anyone wish they didn't fight him going into the championship rounds. But I do think here Benoit Saint-Denis is going to be a little bit more attentive. He's going to be a little bit more he's going to be a little bit more prone to go the path of least resistance when it comes to Dan Hooker. He needs to put him on his ass and finish him quickly, because you don't want Hitman in the fucking 4th and 5th when he's punching the shit out of you and taking you out. I'm going to go with Benoit Saint-Denis, but look up for Dan Hooker and live bet him after round 2 if it's not done. Now, main event of the evening. I got that done in 5 minutes. Let's see if I can get it done in 1 here. Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. And if I'm being 100% honest, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to bet with my brain this time. I will not bet with my heart. I'm going to go with Diego Lopes to win by knockout. You saw last time around, Diego Lopes, he already had one chance to figure Volk out, and I'll give you what. He has a second chance here. He already has the tape. He's already been in the cage with him. He's already dropped him once, and I'll tell you what, he's going to drop him a second time, and I'm going to say Alexander Volkanovski gets knocked out inside the third round. I think Alexander Volkanovski is really good. He's my greatest featherweight of all time. The problem is Diego Lopes is young blood. He does have the height and the reach advantage. He is a very, very pressure-heavy fighter, and he does have the absolute ability to get the precision shot on Volk. He will have the ability, and he will get the chance to put Volk out. He will have against the cage multiple times in the fight for sure, as it's already happened inside the last fight. And if you saw the last fight, Diego didn't look exactly the same. I'm expecting him to be a little bit more in tune with his training here. I think he's going to get the title here, and I think he will make a statement, especially for Mexico, and become one of the Mexican-born champions to make the 145 title reign a reality. Now, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you have not already. This was the predictions and breakdowns. Maybe I'll do a best bets tomorrow for the card. We'll see if we can get the 4 best bets in, and I'll see you guys all later. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. I'll see you guys on Saturday for the 5 p.m. start, Eastern Standard Time. Peace.